Hello everyone, how are you? In this video, we're going to talk about adverbs of frequency. What's that? Well, as the name goes, adverbs of frequency are words in English that we use to indicate the frequency of certain activities, okay? The frequency in which you do execute certain activities. Now, there are quite a few words, so I've chosen a few for this lesson. So I think these are the most common and probably the most important. So there might be a few additional that are not in this list, but this should cover about 90% of all adverbs of frequency that you need to communicate in English. So basically, these adverbs of frequency are always, usually, normally, often, sometimes, rarely, seldom, and never. Okay? No problem? All right. So these adverbs of frequency are normally used in our sentences using action verbs to determine how frequently we execute those actions. They have different levels of frequency. So for example, when I say that I always watch TV at night, it means that 100% of the time at night I watch TV. Okay? It means that I execute that action every time I can. So if you think about percentage, it would be 100%. So every day at night I watch TV. Now, instead of saying always, if I say usually or normally, that would be something between 80 and 90%. So when I say I normally watch TV at night, or I usually watch TV at night, what I'm saying is that, about 80% of the days I watch TV at night. Okay? That's basically the number. Now, I could say often. Often is a very interesting word. You don't pronounce the T, okay? You don't say often. You normally say often. If I say that I often watch TV at night, I'm probably talking about 70% of times, okay? So it's 70% of my days I watch TV at night. Now, the next word is sometimes. Sometimes represents about 50%, right? So when I say that I sometimes watch TV at night, it means that about 50% of my days I watch TV, and 50% of my days I don't watch TV. I do something else. So that's sometimes. Now, the next two are rarely and seldom. Rarely and seldom, okay? They would indicate something between, 30 to 20% of times, okay? So 20 to 30% of times. So that's not frequent. Something that you don't do very frequently. You do that, but only one day in the whole week or something like that. That's sort of the base. And then you have the last one, which is never, right? Never. So when you say, I never watch TV at night, it means that you simply don't watch TV at night. You never do it. So the word never represents zero, right? 0%. You never do that activity. Now, an important thing about these adverbs of frequency is that most of them will come between the pronoun and the verb. So I always play. I, pronoun, always the adverb of frequency, and then the verb of play, do, go, whatever verb you want. So normally these adverbs of frequency will come like that. It will come between the noun, the pronoun, and the verb. Okay? So I always play. I always work. Okay? She always plays. She always works. For the word sometimes, sometimes is an interesting one because we sometimes use sometimes in the beginning or in the end, right? You can use it in the beginning of a sentence. For example, sometimes I go to the beach. Or you could say, I go to the beach sometimes, right? That would be okay. You know, it's like I've seen people using it in the beginning. I've seen people using it in the end. I sometimes go to the beach. That's a lot less common. Okay, that's not very common. So, except for sometimes, the other adverbs of frequency will come between the pronoun and the verb. For sometimes specifically, it could either come in the beginning or in the end. Okay? I hope you understand that. Remember, you can use them in negatives or interrogative forms as well. So, do you often go to the movie theater? Do you usually buy food? You can play around with that. So I suggest you do that. Try to practice, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.